We're there, and
Yeah.
yeah, buddy! Woo!
How does the background look?
Oh, dude, there you go. Snares, snares, three snares. Is that three snares?
Yeah, and I have some portraits of myself up here.
Sorry,
Oh,
go
it's
ahead.
okay. And
So you have some. Go ahead.
I also have here the Miss Elizabeth, glass over here for the WWF fans,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
and I also have here Mick Foley's mask
Yeah.
here. You can see it. I don't know if you can see that. Mick Foley.
Oh
If you
yes.
watch
Okay.
wrestling,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was when
yeah.
he. Yeah, so he has it has a signature on it and stuff. So that's definitely a keeper there. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
aside from being a pretend rock star,
Yeah.
I'm also a big WWF fan growing up
Okay.
as a kid.
Yes.
Now known as the WWE. Oops. We don't need this one.
Yeah. All right. So you love the drums. You love you too. You love the Killers. You love
Yes.
wrestling.
Yes.
Um,
That's
the
it.
the Rolling Stones. I see a Rolling Stones logo.
Yeah, up there is the it was a gift. That was cool. It's just their vodka brand. They came out with that, I think, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 years ago. It was
Six. Yeah.
called was it the Crystal Rock or Crystal Head or something. So I just sort of kept it in its original packaging. I'm a bit of a collector when it comes to anything, really, whether it's
Yeah.
music related or wrestling, and so yeah. And this some these snares are collectors as well. This one isn't. That's actually the one with the Greek keys over there. That was just let's say my design, but I when I ordered my drum set. I asked to have it Greek keys across from it because DW drums actually allows you to do that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So it's just yeah, little things and some magazines. You can see Larry Mullen there in the corner. I don't know if you can see
I
that.
can. I can. I can make it out. I couldn't tell it was Larry though.
Yeah, that's Larry there, and there's Ronnie, and then there's I don't know if you remember this edition of Octum Baby that came out. I believe it was
20th.
it would have been maybe their 25th. I'm trying to think right now because Upton came out in 91, right?
Yeah.
Oh 01, 11.
11.
Yes, I think it was their 25, their 25th year. They came
Okay.
out with this album that I have not opened, obviously. And then some of the other things, like there's some other like YouTube, being part of the YouTube fan club.
Right.
They
Yeah.
sent us this. This is Joshua True when they did their 30 year. Then I have some Oasis stuff because I'm a big Oasis fan as
Yeah.
well.
Of
Huge,
course. Of
huge,
course.
huge Oasis fan. I'd probably say U2 then Oasis and the Killers are tied. Only because I mean U2 was my first band that I fell in love with
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of rank them number one. Right now, I guess in the 2000s, I'd say the Killers are sort of tripped up on U2 because I don't know, since 2015, U2 hasn't done the greatest work for me, but you know, it's tough. It's tough to sort of maintain that,
Yeah.
maintain coming with amazing music. But anyways, regardless, U2 still is still number one in my books.
Yes. Of course. No. Of course. Of course. They'll always be number one in my books. But yeah, it is. Man, you were saying so many interesting things there, but I wanted to let you just roll
Hey,
with
but
that.
before that, I want to
Yeah.
show you my wall. You've never seen
Okay.
my wall because you've never
No.
been to my basement. So this is my wall. I don't know if you can see a clear picture of that.
Was that Michael Hutchins in the corner right
Yes,
there?
that's Michael Hutchins there. I don't know if you can
Okay.
see that. I don't know if you can see Duran Duran
Duran
and
Duran,
Springsteen right
Springsteen,
below, and
yeah,
Elvis.
Elvis.
And then
Dude,
you'll
that's
see Bono.
cool.
Can you see Bono?
Yep, see the fly Bono. What is
Fly Bono.
this? Like what
This
how did
is
you make
this
that?
is This is my wall. This is terrible. I forgot his name. I'm such a prick. He came by and did this for me. This is what he does. It's kind of art.
No
Super
way.
talented. It's like a wallpaper. He just sort of takes the images, I guess, from online and just puts it together as like this collage. You can see I got Morrison. I got George Michael during the Faith days. In the corner there, I got Oasis. I got REM. There's I don't know if you can see my wrestling collection over there. All the figures. I'm not sure what you can see or not. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, just you know, when I made my man cave, I just definitely wanted to have that because
Yeah.
initially this was a jam room until I had the little guy. So, but yeah, but now it's sort of like an office slash man cave slash baby cave slash everything cave.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Okay, later,
Yeah,
after, find out what his name was, and I'll
that's
I'll
terrible.
I'll I'll tag him. I'll put it in the thing,
Yes,
whatever.
yes, yes,
If
yes.
you
I know.
want, I can even edit that part out, but it's okay,
No,
whatever.
no, listen, man. It happened during COVID, so you got to understand. I got some COVID. I still have COVID brain, COVID fog,
Yeah.
when it comes to that. I just met him through a friend of mine, and he did it at his place at a sort of at a smaller scale, like half this wall size, and he gave me his information, and he did it. And yeah, I can tell you later. He just yeah, great job. I
Yeah.
love it. I love looking at the wall sometimes. It's great,
I love looking at the wall
inspiring.
sometimes.
One of those days you're tired, just sort of laying on the couch and just sort of staring at the wall, it's just you just notice little, differences all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it looks really cool. It looks really
thanks, man.
cool. And I may want to get something like that done, but it does look really cool. Um one quick thing I just wanted to point out, I'm wearing this t-shirt because this is the first t YouTube t-shirt I ever bought. So I just wanted to
First one?
That's the first one, first tour I ever saw.
You're a YouTube puppy, man.
A
Come on.
YouTube hockey. It still fits me, this thing. It still fits me. I got it at one of those stores in Kensington Market.
Oh,
It
nice.
was and like at a store where you wouldn't find band t-shirts, but it was brand new and I got it. But yeah, I just wanted to put that at the for the pod. First pod, because you're the first pod, but I
Yes.
do have to give a shout out to Mark Baker. I wanted him to be first. He was
Or
busy. He's bit Mark, woo! But he's
I'm
busy,
the
so
consolation prize.
you're the oh, you're dude, you are much better than the consolation prize. Much
Thank you,
better.
bro. Thank
The
you, bro.
best drummer on the east side of Toronto. You know how Bono says the best band,
Of course I
right?
know. Yeah.
Yeah, of course
Well,
I
yeah,
know. Yeah.
I was going to make a comment though. Yeah, you brought up elevation. I'll give you a quick story about
Yeah.
the elevation tour. If we talk about it now, we can talk
Yeah,
about it
let's go
later.
ahead. Yeah.
Now that you're wearing the t-shirt, so I just thought I'd bring it up.
This is what this is for. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the U2 elevation. So we were fortunate enough to actually see the Zoo TV tour and the Pop tour, which we can talk about later on. But the elevation tour was the first time we were actually able to be front row.
Right.
So my brother and I and several of our friends said, we got to do this. They got this GA lineup. They just started doing that for the first time. Before that, you had to get tickets, and floor tickets were just assigned by Ticketmaster, telling you you're row 10, row whatever. Which I had great actually tickets for the Pop Mart tour at the what was known as the Sky Dome. We actually had eighth row center stage, which were amazing. I was right
Yeah.
by the catwalk. But anyway, we'll
Okay.
talk about that later.
That's
But I'll
fine.
tell you a funny story. So we got there basically, I don't even know what time it was, 2 in the morning maybe, before the show. Stood in line. We were the first 20 people there. We got our bracelets, went in. My brother, myself, and a few of our friends were literally, I was right in front of the edge. It was crazy. I was crying when the
Mhm.
band came out, and they had the house lights on. My brother and I were like looking at each other. You see me cry. I had my sunglasses on because I was trying to be all cool. You see
Yeah, yeah.
the tears dripping down. But I'll tell you the funny part of the story. There's tons that happened that during that whole tour. But um, so we're in the middle of the show, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. So imagine like you're halfway through, like you're just like we're crazy. We're literally jumping up and down the entire show, nonstop. Like we're young, so we're like nonstop from song one to like song 20, just jumping up and down, going crazy. Bono even makes a comment saying, pointing at us, saying, "I think these guys just got out of jail," and like, oh yeah, it was crazy. But the funniest part was feel a tap on my shoulder, and who is it? And I don't know if you remember this guy. He used to be on SNL. His name was Chris Kattan.
Oh my God.
He
Yeah, 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 of course.
Okay, and Denise Richards. I'm sure you've heard of Denise Richards.
Yes,
I'm
of
sure. So
course.
this is them in their prime, right? This is
Ex
2001. This is
exactly.
when Denise Richards is gorgeous and Chris Kattan is on top of the world in SNL. And I feel a tap on my shoulder, and he does one of these,
Uh,
like,
you, me, you,
"Can
you, me,
I
you.
stand in front of you?"
Oh, that. Okay.
And I looked at
He's
him.
short. Yeah.
Oh, little guy, but the thing is, I don't know how he got there. Well, I know how he got there. He just people allowed him to go in front of them, and understand like we're U2 fans. You've been to U2 shows, obviously, so you know when you get there, you stand your ground, you
Yeah.
stand your place.
Yeah, yeah,
We're all respectful of each other. Like we do the whole numbering system.
yeah.
Like U2 fans are legit. Like we we do what we do, and it's all done by us. You know, the
Yep.
numbering system, we go there, we save our spots. Someone needs to go to the washroom. We understand, we let them back in. We know because they could have been there for 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So this guy, you know, with Denise Richards come in doing this, and I look at him like, no.
Yeah.
Like I just said, no way. Like no effing way am
Yeah.
I letting you stand in front of me.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter if you're Chris Kattan or not.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Maybe only Jesus Christ himself I would allow at that point. I
Or
am not letting
Bono.
anybody.
Or Bono.
So,
Yeah, go.
all right. So, yeah. So then it was hilarious. So my buddy Mike, who was next to me, he had a little bit to drink for the show, right? So
Yeah.
he just looks at them and loses it. Just says, "Who the F do you think you are? Just because you're rich and famous, you think you can come here and stand in front?" And he's like going off on them. And they just got so scared. They just sort of ran off, went to the side. Funny enough, somebody did let them in front of them because when we just sort of looked to the right of the rail, a
Yeah.
little further down, somebody actually let them there. And what's even funnier is the bouncer who was in front of us, the security guard, not part of a U2's crew, but part of the ACC at the time, the Air Canada Center, looked at us and said, because we were talking during the show before the show, he goes, "Why didn't you let him in? I would have given you a pick." Odd, funny thing is, three-quarters way through the show, the Edge actually handed me his pick. I still have that
Right.
pick. So the Edge actually during the show reached over and gave me his pick. So
Right.
anyway, the security guard said I would have given you a pick. This is like during the middle of the show when all this
What
sort of
the?
happened.
Yeah. What the?
Yeah,
A pick for the spot? Who gives a?
yeah.
I'll take a pick from the edge, but I'm not a pick for my spot.
Well, yeah, I was laughing. Like, I don't effing care. I'm not letting any like. I understand that we're in a prime U2 like we're
Yes.
nut phase.
Yeah.
Like, this is when they came out. You know, Pop was one of those albums. I really like Pop. I to this day, I really I love the fact they sort of swayed, changed every you know from Achtung Baby went into this weird kind of synth but still keeping like those great melodies and everything
Yep.
else. Like I enjoyed it, and I love the Pop Mart tour. That was just insane. But when they came out with Elevation and they sort of went back to like what got them there,
Yeah.
like it just brought me back to why I love you two so much because it was
Yeah.
like they're awesome. Like it was amazing. So at that point, we were like at U2 fandom, highest level, and having those two people telling us, can we stand in front of you because we're famous? Yeah, it would just sort of set us off. But yeah, just quick, funny. I wasn't quick. That's probably longer than I should have explained it. But yeah, pretty
No,
funny
no.
story.
Dude, this is exactly what the very quick. I'll make this very quick. This is exactly why I'm doing this podcast is because I remember I was talking with a couple of YouTube fans, mostly just after the Sphere ended, and then I had the idea for the pod, and I was like, well, if I'm getting together talking to people, I'd rather put because I love hearing the stories. Literally, these stories. These are the stories that I like. We need like the world to hear. Like, dude uh, 10 minutes into the first pod, your front row and Chris Kattan taps you on your shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And you see what I thought it was? I thought he was doing uh Night at the Roxbury. Dan, right? You, me, you, me, 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 you, him, me. But it wasn't that. He's
No.
asking you to go in front. And to add on to that, because that's so wild to think, look how big U2 is.
Oh yeah.
That Chris Kattan, at the height
Oh
of his
yeah.
powers, even he can't fucking get in. Even he
No.
can't get front row or whatever. Like he's got to like wait in line with the rest of everyone. That's
He must have got his GA tickets, but no one said, "Oh, we're going to escort you to the front."
yes.
Because I think even they, I mean, U2's people know that U2 fans, most of them,
Yeah.
include like myself, for example, will not let you in front of me. Like,
Yeah.
F you, I've waited here for how many hours? I'm a real fan. I'm not
Yeah.
this, it's like me if our band made it, okay? And I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know who's in town. whatever band's peripheral to me, it'll be cool to go see them. So I'm gonna get front row tickets or whatever. I'm not really gonna care that much. I'm just going there because it's an event to go to. But
Yep.
for a U2 fan, this Elevation tour, and they're in Toronto for a few nights. This was like everything. Like it was incredible. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it was, and at that point too, like you had to line up and you had the opportunity to be front row. This is something that never was the case because back, if you go backwards to the Pop Mart and Octum Baby, because I didn't see them during Joshua Tree, Rattle and Hum,
Right.
you had to call Ticketmaster or
Yep.
line up
Right.
at a Ticketmaster store like Sunrise Records or
Yep.
whatever and hope you can get tickets. And whatever you got, you got. And it was not GAs, you get floors, it's random, you'd line up and you get your place. So this was the first time this happened. So we were
Mm.
like, now we can actually create our own destiny. As long as we get GAs, we can now be front row. So we made sure we were going to do it. And we did, and
Yeah.
we had like the best night. I remember, I believe it was like May 25th.
24th.
Was it
Well,
20?
the
Oh,
first
there
of
you
the
go.
second show. First of the second show.
We were the first show,
So 24th.
May 24th. I remember being there, like lined up at night and us sleeping, okay? No, sleeping on the freaking sidewalk, being there at 2 in the morning, taking naps. Like we had a piece of cardboard. I remember my dad at the time, we had a donut shop in Mississauga, and he come by and brought us donuts at lunchtime and just looked at me in disgust, like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You're a 20-year-old man and you're like, anyway, so just funny stuff. But we were
And now
there
we're
just lined up,
yeah.
doing that and bring us coffee and donuts and like something my dad, of course, Greek immigrant, would never even at that point in time, my dad was almost married. So he just looked at my brother and I like, okay, I'm here you go. Great.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
my son. Great job, go to the show. So yeah, it was the best feeling ever. Like it was I mean, I sort of think back sometimes and I remember so many things vividly, going just the feeling you had lining up, getting in and not knowing what you were going to see. Because back then too, the internet obviously existed. There was stuff online, but you didn't know everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah.
things are now, there's so much unknown
Yeah.
on just how it went along with the set list, and it's awesome, man. It was a great experience. I mean, from
Yeah.
start to finish, and we didn't just see them in Toronto. Like we went to Buffalo, we saw them in Buffalo. We saw the two shows in Toronto. Went to Buffalo. I went to Hamilton to see them. They're at the Cops Coliseum.
Yeah, I
We
was
had
there. I went to that show as
You were
well.
there? Oh,
Yep.
nice. So we were
Yep.
front row for that too. Front row in Buffalo. We were like, oh, buddy, we were groupies, man, and we were
Yeah.
hardcore. We just, I remember I was in Buffalo, and they had like, they had a what's it called, a radio station truck there.
Yeah.
And so we're all drinking a little bit. So I guess so I saw the truck and the guy, the DJ stops me. He goes, "Hey, where you from, man?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Toronto." Like from Toronto? Okay, great. Like, you mind do like a 2 second, like a 10-second clip? Yeah, yeah. It goes, "Hey, what's your name?" I go, "I'm Tom from Toronto." It goes, "Oh, Tom Toronto. What are you looking forward to tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think in Hamilton it was, or no, it was in Toronto. They played Out of Control for the first time. They played Out of Control live for the first time in the Toronto show, and it had been
Yep.
like the longest period of time that U2 hasn't played Out of Control. And I said, "Oh, I hope they effing play Out of Control again." And
Yeah.
then at the end, he goes, "Okay, cut it." He goes, "Buddy, this is live radio. You shouldn't be swearing." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." So I remember that as well. But that Buffalo show was pretty cool, man. I remember that Buffalo show. It was one of my favorite shows as well. The crowd was really, really, really into it. And I remember we actually shook Bono's hand before the show because he was doing like a little round. And we actually have some pictures of that. My brother and I were doing that. And the funny thing is, I remember too, we were in a band at the time. We were called Third Verse, and that after the U2 Rattle and Hum clip, not the first verse, not the second verse, but the third verse. I don't know if you remember that clip.
Of
The
course.
third verse. So we called ourselves Third Verse for quite a while until we
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah,
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 until
yeah.
we had some copyright,
Had
not copyright issues. We had an issue with our bassist, and then we had to change the name. But
for
yeah, so we
sure.
called ourselves Third Verse, and we had a demo. And I remember at the time Bono had like his security guard wasn't the guy they have now, that the short English guy or short Irish guy. It was this big, beefy, bald guy. really big guy. He had him for the longest time, but then after I think it was after the next tour, after the 2004 tour, I think they changed the security guards. Anyway, and I remember my brother had the demo, and I shook his hand, and my brother sort of went to sort of give him the demo, and Bono did one of these, and the security guard just sort of said like, and my brother was like so embarrassed and upset because he felt like he upset Bono. I remember because Bono just did not want to accept anything at the time.
Right.
And the security guard just gave him one of these. So Bono sort of gave him like a almost like a half shake. And my brother's at the time, again, we're crazy YouTube fan. He's like, "Oh, I think I upset Bono," and it was like a little ordeal. He was really upset that that actually happened. But
Yeah.
anyway, my brother, because again, at the time, we're just YouTube crazy groupies, kind of, you understand. I mean, you can relate to this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he felt like he sort of embarrassed himself in front of Bono. But he redeemed himself when he went on stage with Bono, which we'll talk about later on in 2015. So,
Right.
but anyway, yeah, just again, a side story there with you two and going to Buffalo and just basically chase them wherever we could. We were just
Yeah.
trying to see them as often as we could.
So did you see, was that four shows then? You saw that tour?
Saw two in Toronto, one in Hamilton, one in Buffalo. And then my brother, well, that's the thing. My brother actually saw them in Pittsburgh.
Okay,
So
he
he
was in
saw them in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, he saw in Pittsburgh. I couldn't go for some reason. I don't remember why. I think I was studying or something. But I couldn't go. And that was the first show actually for all those shows. So my brother and a good friend of ours, Perry, they drove down to Pittsburgh and they went to see the show. And that's when they got GAs somehow. I don't know if they weren't sold out or whatever, but and he said he was able to get himself really, really close to the catwalk. And he said like Bono was in spitting distance basically, and
Yeah.
that's when he said, "Guys, like we have to get GAs." And at the time, I don't know if I had GAs. I must have had GAs at the time. I think they probably were on sale at that point. Because we got to line up early and be front row. It's amazing. Da, 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 da. Like it's intimate, and again, because they totally changed. It went from Pop Mart, and
Yeah.
Zoo TV, which is stadium, massive stage. You are, even if you're front row, you're still, 10 feet away from the band versus your front row and the band is literally arm's length away from you.
Yeah.
So my brother just made it very clear we got to do this. And then, yeah, it's like, F that, let's do it. And
Yeah.
that's how it sort of started. So it did help. My brother did see them in Pittsburgh a little early before all the shows that happened in Canada.
I
So,
see. Okay. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So we saw Pittsburgh first, and then that's how you guys knew. Then you lined up. Um, Jesus, there's so much I wanted to say. That was a great story. Uh, yeah, your dad. That's so funny. Your dad going by, just seeing you guys lined up, and then what was I gonna say? Then yeah, man, about being close to the band. So I'll probably talk about this on every podcast. But I don't want to talk too much. But yeah, being the Joshua Tree tour when the ramp went down, the 2017,
yeah.
you were so close to the band. So all 13 shows that I saw on that tour, I saw at the tree stage. And every show where I potentially may have gone to the front, people ask me, Marco, let's go to the front. Like, come hang out with me. In my head, I was like, if I go to the front, the stage is a little bit higher
Yeah.
and a little further away. But when you're at the B stage, just like your brother said, when he was in Pittsburgh, you're so close. Like they started with Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, Bad Pride. Then he comes back for Exit, comes back for Beautiful Day, Elevation Vertigo, and Ultraviolet. And Exit is like a highlight on that tour. So getting to see
Absolutely.
him, yes, that
Oh, yeah.
close, you know what
That
I'm
was
saying?
that. Exit was like, yeah, that was the highlight for me.
Oh,
Yeah, hearing that.
yeah,
But the only thing is though, during Elevation though, and because we did the B stage for the Innocence tour in 2015,
yep,
um, and we always stuck there because similar to what you said, they spent almost half the show there, but you're right there,
yeah,
like arm's length, whatever. But one thing I liked about Elevation is that you were front row and you're still arm's length to the main stage.
yes, yes,
That was,
Yeah,
That was the beautiful thing. And because you're right there, nothing beats being by the main stage and
of
being
course.
close. And
Yes.
that's why that concert to me, even though the visuals were not nearly as stimulating as Zoo TV or Pop Mart, for example, or even like what would you call it, 2009 tour with
360.
the Claw, the
Yep.
360, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but it doesn't matter. Like being in that kind of environment where you're so close to the band, it's just seemed way more intimate. And at the time, the biggest rock band in the world, like they were still, in my opinion, the biggest rock band in the world in
Yep.
2001,
Yep.
was just you can't compare them. Like it's just like
Yeah.
that was my favorite tour for that reason. Even though if and I don't mean if I was gonna say like I watched that Sydney concert, the 1993 Zooropa Sydney concert once in a while,
Yeah.
and that still gets to me. That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just watching the screens and everything. Like it's so freaking cool. And Bono was at like the height of coolness in
Yeah.
1993,
Yeah.
however you want to look at it. But for myself, I saw them in 92 when they went to Exhibition Stadium. Went to two shows. We had crappy seats. We're like probably 10 rows below the top row of the Exhibition
Really?
Stadium,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
still amazing experience, and just like watching it in awe. Everything about that concert, those two concerts were just amazing. But Pop Mart, we saw it, eighth row, center stage. I fluked off Ticketmaster. I got amazing seats right by the catwalk, right center stage as well. Like the catwalk was right there. Amazing time, loved it. But honestly, Elevation to me is always going to be my favorite because it's
Yeah.
just obviously where I was placed, but I was also front row during the 2004 Atomic Bomb tour as well. I liked it. I thought the Atomic Bomb tour was great, but not nearly as good in my opinion as Elevation. I still think Elevation was the best and will
Mm.
always be my favorite tour as a fan.
So that was one of obviously I have a list of questions here.
Okay.
So and one of them is your favorite tour is the Elevation tour.
Personally attending,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
For
personally
my
attending. Yeah.
Yeah, for personally attending is my favorite for those reasons. As far as if I could watch one concert from any of the tours, my favorite would have to be Zoo TV / Zooropa.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
And
course.
that one from Sydney is just the one
Yeah.
that you've always seen. I have it on DVD.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my PlayStation once in a while because it plays DVDs, and it's just like wow, like
Yeah.
it's just so cool. Like the whole band, everything about them, the songs. Like again, for me, my favorite album. I don't know what yours is. Mark and I have talked about this, but my favorite album is Octum Baby,
Yeah.
and a big reason why I went to see them in Vegas, and I was super excited about it. Now the Vegas concert, that's a discussion we can all have, and everyone has different opinions on it. It
Yeah.
is. I know you went to see, I don't know how many shows you went to see in Vegas. I know because we met up in Vegas
Yeah.
during their. I think it was in December now. I don't remember now. My mind's like.
I
I
went
think it
on
was during.
five separate trips, so I don't know. Can't remember which
I
one.
can't remember either. To be honest with you, it could have been January actually. Was it
I wasn't in
December?
January.
Then it was December.
Okay, December.
Actually, you know what? It was December. Yes, it was December. Anyway, as far as that one goes, I have mixed feelings, mixed reviews, and a lot has to do with just even the venue. The venue was cool concept. I just did not find the sound to be the way I wanted. I want a little more rawness. I found the sound was too perfect. Um, the band, I mean, obviously Larry's not there, and to me that was a big thing too. I want to see the band that includes Larry. I'm a drummer, and don't get me wrong, I forgot his name now. I'm bad with names. He
Bram.
did
Bram.
Bram did. He did a great job. A little bit of different style, and I can hear it because I'm a drummer. And all drummers have different styles. Like I'm in a Killers tribute band right now, and I am trying to mimic Ronnie Vannucci, and it's not easy because
Yeah.
he plays a certain way, and
Yep.
as a drummer myself, I play a certain way as well. So, and I don't know if Brad was trying to necessarily mimic Larry 100%. He's trying to play the songs the way Larry plays the songs, like the beats, the rhythms, etc. but he still has his own kind of style.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. It just sort of loses a little bit. But again, I'm not putting it on him. I'm just saying like the whole situation sort of sucked for you two because Larry was in the situation he was in. He obviously injured, couldn't play, and I sympathize with him. Being a drummer, when something hurts, whether it's your wrist, your leg, or whatever it is, it's tough to play when you got a little bit of a handicap. But overall, it definitely was probably I'd say my least favorite as far as concerts go for you two.
Mm.
Out of all the tours that I've been to, starting from the beginning, from
Yep.
Uptown Baby all the way to the last tour they had, because
Yep.
I've been to all of them.
Yep.
That one was my least favorite, and Uptown Baby is my favorite album. Go figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how about you? You tell me. Listen, you get different
I,
opinions. It's
I've
fine with
I've
me.
I've been to every tour since, so like you, I've been to every
Yes.
tour since I started, which is Elevation, and it is also like you, my least favorite tour.
We got that in common. Nothing we've really talked about. I know you were. I remember you were disappointed
Yeah.
with some of the songs. Obviously, I remember you just
Yeah.
sort of mentioning that, but I didn't know where you ranked it. So,
Yeah.
you
That's
went to so many of them. So I was just like, okay, Marco must be liking something.
Well,
So,
there's definitely great. I mean, I love the first three tracks, the first three songs on the set list, opening it up. Good hype with the Zoo Station, The
yes,
Fly, Even Better the Real Thing. I really liked, obviously. Acrobat, I loved. I wish they put some visuals on the screen for Acrobat. I mean, such a
yeah.
crazy song. You
Love
got
Acrobat.
love Acrobat.
One of my favorite dark tunes from
Yes.
U2 by
Yes.
far. Acrobat is like again, Octown Baby, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. Song 1 to song 12.
Yeah.
There's not one song on that album, and I don't know how many times I've listened to it. I remember I had planned on buying the CD 3 times because of overplaying it and scratching it somehow. So it was
Yeah.
back in the CD days.
Right, right.
So I had bought so many of them because it would skip for some reason because I would listen to it so many times in my car, in my basement, anywhere. That was by far my favorite. And yeah, Acrobat is probably one of my favorite, probably my favorite dark tune by U2.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was looking forward to hearing them, but something just felt like it was missing, man. Like, and I think part of it was it's just the sound possible because Bono's voice sounded great. I'm not putting it on Bono. Like Bono sounded great. I wasn't crazy some of the harmonies they were doing some of the songs with the Edge. I don't know. They added some harmonies. I forget what songs. There's a couple of songs I just wasn't crazy about it. But Bono sounded great, man. Bono was great. Obviously, the Edge was great as usual. Adam steady as can be, like he always is. Bram did a good job, given the circumstances. But I don't know what it was, man. It just something was missing,
Yeah.
and I think a big part of it was the sound. It was too clean, and I just didn't like it. It was just
Hmm.
too clean for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone else, people might disagree with me. I'm crazy. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I want a little bit of that rawness, and I just felt like it was missing. You
Yeah.
know?
I think there's several. It wasn't just one or two issues. I think there was several. It was missing that, speaking back to Elevation, the U2 Go Home at Slane Castle.
Oh yeah,
When you watch that DVD, that's a
amazing.
party.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
party. You know what I'm saying? Like people showed up that day
love
to
that
have a
DVD.
good time.
Oh
Like
yeah,
if that was, I mean, Bono's father had passed away the day before of the first gig.
crazy.
So it was a little bit of a celebration of life. But if you were to take all the concerts in the history of music ever and say which one would be the best for a celebration of life, that fucking concert would be the one. Like people
Absolutely.
turned up that day to just like wow, have a great time. So, but now that's U2 at the max, right? So obviously, so many other concerts on so many other tours, you get that feeling. But
Yes.
that feeling, I didn't get that. Like on Joshua Tree tour, I got that feeling every show I
There
went
were
to.
definitely instances. There were definitely instances during the Joshua Tree where
Def,
I was getting that.
yeah, and
Not,
definitely,
it wasn't like I felt sorry to interrupt, but not like in Slane, the Slane Castle one where it was like it kept on rising. Like
Yeah.
it was just like it
Yeah.
started and it just kept on going, going, going right to the end, where it felt like the Joshua Tree one was like, like you know what I mean? It was sort of like it go up a little, down a little bit, up a little bit, but there were a lot of points where it's like, oh, this is amazing. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Slain Castle was like goosebumps from song one to the encore.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's hard to replicate that though, man. Like, it's so hard to do that.
Yeah. Well,
But they just had it in 2001. Like you said, it could have been possibly because Bono's dad had passed away. But even the Boston one, the Boston DVD they came
yeah.
out with in
Yeah.
2004, was it wait, was the Elevation one or was that the
No,
which one's is that Elevation or is that during the Atomic Bomb tour? I'm getting confused.
no, it's Elevation.
It's
Boston's
Elevation as well. The
yeah.
Boston one, yeah. I don't know how many times I watched that. Like we
Yeah.
watched that a million times, and even that was just like awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I guess it's hard to compare because that's Bono when he was 40 years old versus Bono being 60 during
Yeah.
Vegas. So I don't know if that, I'm sure that has something to do with it as well, right?
Yes. It could. But talking to Joshua Tree tour, that for me, by the way, is my favorite tour. I actually make
Really?
so if you see it differently, and that's totally fine. But for
Yeah.
me, my first gig on that tour was Bonnaroo. I actually went to Bonnaroo, the music festival, and then I saw Toronto, and then I saw Buffalo, Detroit, Mexico,
So
Mexico
you went on,
City.
that's when you went on stage.
No, yes, I went on stage, but in 2019. Can we pause just a quick second?
Of course.
Literally just 1 second, just my nightlight came on. Just gotta turn it off. Forgot to turn that off. Okay. Yes, okay. All right, let's get back to it. All right. Yeah, I was on stage in Sydney 2019, but I fell in love with that tour in the 2017 shows, the Bonnaroo, Toronto, and Bogota. Bogota, I posted something on my Instagram the other day. That's so I'll ask you in a second. Bogota, that's my favorite concert YouTube. Well, no, it's my favorite concert ever, and also my favorite YouTube concert is that the Bogota 2017. I could talk endlessly. I have a wild story about that, but um, we have 2.5 minutes left on this. So, but what's well, we'll come back. We'll come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. What's your favorite YouTube gig ever? Favorite tour is Elevation. What's your favorite YouTube gig that you've been to?
Oh man. So Elevation is my favorite tour, but as far as my favorite U2 show goes,
Yeah.
I think I still think it's gotta be it's hard to top. Okay, it's hard to top the 2015 show when my brother went on stage.
Right. Yeah. Of
That's the
course.
hard thing. So my brother went on stage in 2015 in Montreal. We're at the Bell Center during the Innocence tour. We were right there, front row, by the B stage. My brother gets called up, and it was like insanity.
Yeah.
Like
Of
it was
course.
almost like you're in a dream
Yeah.
seeing it. So it's hard to top that in that sense because of the event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that occurred. If I take that out,
Yeah.
then I would probably say my favorite all-time U2 experience as far as going to a show was it probably was the May 24th show in Toronto
Yeah.
with Elevation because
Yeah.
it was just like it was everything.
Yeah.
Like from the beginning, the band coming on stage, just sort of walking out with the house lights and, right in front of you. And then they just come out, you know, guns a blazing with
Yeah.
Elevation. And then it was just, and again, not one of my favorite songs, but at the time, cool tune, whatever. But obviously, greater songs that played later on. But it's just the way everything sort of started from beginning to end. A lot of it was new. I didn't see a lot of clips going into the show because, again, mass media wasn't the way it was back then that it is today, obviously. So it was just everything, the experience, the songs, and at that point in 2001, the song catalog that U2 had, in my opinion, was at its peak. Like I think I still feel that the best songs they had come out with was up to that point. Don't get me wrong. The next album, Atomic Bomb, has some great tunes. A lot of people hate Atomic Bomb. I like it a lot.
Yep.
And one of the biggest U2 fans, as you probably know as well, Tony Chiappetta hates that album, and we
Yeah.
always have arguments about it. And I always tell him that I think there's so many great songs on it, but he's like, "Oh, they all suck. The terrible album. They should never released it." I'm like, I don't get it. I think there's so many great songs we can talk about.
Um, we're gonna have to take
Want
a
a
break.
thought?
Yeah,
Okay, let's take a break.
we're gonna take a break. Okay.
Hello,
Hey,
sir.
hello, sir. Okay, we're back. All
That
right. Little break. That's good. It's actually good. We got a little bit commercial break.
was good, man. We got to make money here, the sponsors, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, what do you think is going up here? I'm gonna put some YouTube graphics, something, but then I also gotta put we're gonna get to the overkillers before we're done for the evening, okay? Uh,
Absolutely. I thought you just have like a huge picture of me behind you. What do you think?
I could do the yeah, 100%. With you on stage.
Yes, there we go. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. All right. Let me, because I had so many questions here. So I'm gonna go with Days of Ash, new EP, and
Boy.
I want to hear I want to hear your thoughts on this because I there's okay, so they're like the first track and the last track, they're growing on me slowly. Everything in the middle, damn, damn, Jesus, I'm in love with. I really am in love with. But yeah, let us know your thoughts.
I mean, I gotta be completely honest with you. I've listened to the tracks in total maybe a half dozen times, so not nearly as many times as you have.
Okay.
And part of the reason why is just it didn't hook me.
Yeah.
Um, I feel, and again, I won't spend too much time on it. I just feel like a lot of it sounds like recycled U2, in
Okay.
my opinion.
Okay.
I like some of the, I love some of the Edge's work. Bono's vocals sound great. Um, Not crazy about some of the lyrics. I don't like it when Bono gets a little too overtly political now with things. I get it. What's going on in the U.S. There's obviously issues going on. I like the fact they came out with something. I think that's cool that they finally came out with something original
Yeah.
after I don't know how many years it's been, since the last anything U2.
Yep.
Um, it's and like it's decent. It's decent. You're crazy about it. I'm happy
Yeah.
you are. And don't get me wrong. It's just like it's not grabbing me, and it's not like
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like I am excited that they said that their album is gonna sound nothing like what they're releasing right now.
Yeah.
They're saying that the new album is gonna be like rock and roll. It just turbocharged. Like I'm excited to hear what their album's gonna sound like.
Yeah.
This came out. And it's like, okay, you know what? There's some good melodies. There's some good edge parts. Bono's voice sounds good. U2's drumming, Larry's drumming sounds good. I heard some nice beats he was playing for some of the songs. Um, yeah, man, it's decent, but it's not there for me. I'm sorry, I'm disappointing you because I know you're super excited about
Yeah.
it. It's good, but it's not crazy. It's not great, man. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's maybe because I have such high standards for you two now,
Yeah.
and I want to hear something that says can be like. I remember, okay, for example, in 2001 when I heard "Beautiful Day" for the first time,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
never forget because I
Me
mean,
too. Yep.
"Beautiful
Fresh.
Day" came out, and I was like, "Fuck,
Mm.
yes!"
Yep.
Like it was just like fireworks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got so excited. The
Yep.
song just sounded so fresh,
Yep.
but at the same time, it also sounded like U2, but
Yeah.
fresh.
But fresh. Yeah.
Like,
Fresh
you know
is
what?
this is the word to describe beautiful day. Fresh.
Exactly. And that's what it was, man. Like, and I have not, and with the EP that came out, I wanted to like it. Like, oh, I want to like these songs. And they've grown on me to some degree, but it's like anything. Like, if I hear song enough times, songs that I've hated, whatever, it's not you maybe necessarily like that much, but you hear it enough times, you're like, oh, okay, the melody's not that bad, whatever. I'm listening to the Bad Bunny halftime thing because I'll get Instagram message on it all the time. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad song. Like VIP, VIP. It's just like you know what I mean. It's sort of catchy, right? Because
Yeah.
I never heard anything Bad Bunny until the halftime show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say, like, yeah, it's recycled U2. and there's parts that I like. I love the Edge's guitar. I mean, my favorite guitarist, of all time. He's not the virtuoso like some guitarists are, but I love the sound he created, the echo effect, and blah blah. Whatever you want to say it, he's a genius. I don't care what
Yeah.
anyone says. But it's just yeah, nice parts to the songs. Lyrically, some songs better than others. Bono's voice sounds great, which is cool. I like what Bono does in some of the songs, the way he's sort of singing it. There is some nuance, there are some changes, there is some freshness, but overall, man, like to be honest with you, it's good, it's okay, not like whoa, this one song is like awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And tell me what you think. Like, is there one song of the six that came out that you're like, this song is awesome? Like, you tell me what was your take on it?
So the first time I listened to it, I it was oh, the third track, which is, oh God, not the tears of me. Oh my God. I should be prepared for this.
Spot here.
Yeah. It's Sarina Sarina, she's the song of the future. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first listened to it, that was my favorite song. And
Okay.
then it switched to, and then it was a tie between Tears of Things, and I consider track 4 and 5 to be one song. It's kind of like an intro, a very long intro into God damn, again, I forgot the name of the track.
Terrible
It's
names, but I know what song you're talking about because I listened to them sequentially as well, so I know what you're
yeah,
talking about. Yeah.
Wild Peace into One Life at a Time. I feel like is one song. I listen to it as one song anyway, and I like to think of it as that this like long intro. Uh, so yeah, first it was Song of the Future was my favorite. Now it's the Tears of Things and One Life at a Time. I don't know which song I like more, but so I'm not sure if you heard me say make these comparisons, but the $1 Million Hotel soundtrack. Did you ever listen to that? I'm sure you did. Obviously,
I did a long, long time ago.
long, long time.
But to comment about it, yeah, it's so long, man.
It's so long. Yeah, yeah.
I can't. Yeah, it's a while ago.
You can't. Okay, so I actually haven't listened to it in a while, and funny that I brought it up. I should probably make a note to listen to it again because I really liked that whatever they did on that album. And these three songs kind of sound like that album, and then Your Blue Room. So that's the way it's kind of hitting me. And then something else that I've been doing in the last couple of years, actually, when I'm listening to music, and you know how I discovered this? I discovered this with the Killers. Um,
Okay.
what was their last album? Pressure Machine.
Wishing, yeah.
So when I first heard that album, I did not like it,
Same
except for
here.
except for track one. Track one, West Hills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's those? Yeah.
really great, dark, moody track. That kind of feels like Actung Baby-ish.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful song. The rest of it, I was like, oh man, what the hell? And then one day, I played it at night, low volume.
Yeah,
It just hit. And
absolutely. Yeah.
and then U2 released songs of the acoustic one, songs of Surrender.
Surrender, yeah.
Yeah, and I started listening to that late at night. Not low, super low volume, but not high anyway. But
Yeah.
and in the last couple of years, I will listen to music during the day, but
Yeah.
I kind of prefer to listen to music at night. Again, I
Yeah.
go to music festivals. If I'm feeling in the mood, I'll put on a song during the day when I'm going to the grocery store. But listening to songs at night, I feel like I get to sink into the music, and it's like my ears become malleable, and it's just like pouring like when you see on Instagram, they like make like a form and then they pour like the melted lead into the form and it like, it fills into the form. I feel like that's how music at night, I let it like slowly just come in and seep in through every crack and like let it just like take over. So that's what I did on my second or third listen with Days of Ash. I keep on calling it Songs of Days.
It's yeah.
Yeah. So I listened to it on I think it was my third listen. I was so tired. It was at night, and I put it on, and I had headphones. I lie down on my bed, and I started to just get into the landscapes of. Oh, it's playing over here. That's what's going on.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, I started to like get into the landscapes and soundscapes and the mood of Bono's voice, especially on Tears of Things. I feel like the consensus amongst the U2 community is that they like Tears of Things. It's okay, well, to your point, I actually don't hear it as much, but people say it sounds a lot like two shots of happy, one shot of sad. That
Oh, you know what? I
yeah,
didn't think of that. I did hear something that's there was some, and the thing is, I hear it a lot when because U2's. I mean, God, how many songs are written U2 written, whether it's a B side or whether
yeah,
it's an album, whether it's whatever. Yeah, I've always I'll hear something like I'll be like,
yeah,
oh, that sounds like they've sort of bit this from whatever song it is. But
yeah,
now that you say it, if I hear it again, I might be able to piece that together.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it might be right. I mean, like, if U2 fans are saying that, then yeah, I'm sure there's. But what band doesn't do that?
No, no, every band does it. No,
You know
I
what I
don't.
mean?
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying,
Hey,
just to your point that like it is yeah, but every band does that. But I started to just really it started just to hit me and it's I don't know. I understand what you mean. Like for example, songs of experience. There's maybe six songs I really love. Then there's
yeah,
the rest of the album
yeah,
ranges from okay to I'm like not my favorite songs. Uh, and so when I first heard Days of Ash, I was scared that it would be a lot like the songs I don't like on Songs of Experience, where it's just kind of like to your point, I want to like it but it's not really hitting.
yeah. To
But
the point where it's like, am I just listening to this over and over again so I can just sort of like it because it's YouTube and they came up with something new?
yeah,
And
but
sometimes that happens. And I know I did that a lot when I
yeah,
was when actually it's funny you say that because when Songs of Innocence came in when it was released, it was how many years since their last I always forget the name of that album 2009. Why does that name always elude
no
me?
line on the horizon.
No Lie on the Horizon.
Yeah,
So we waited a long period of time,
yeah,
for that next U2 album. But U2 always does that 4 or 5. Now it's those 6 years
yeah,
at that point.
yeah,
And I remember just listening to it over and over again. And there were some songs on it like I love the Joey Ramone tune, Every Breaking
yeah,
Wave. Still one of my favorite songs of all time. Like honestly, that song is so beautiful, and especially the version that it's a stripped down version that they do. It's a live version, not the actual studio version. I can
yeah,
hear that a million times and never get bored of it. Bono's
yeah,
voice, everything. Like that is such a beautiful tune, and to think that they wrote that at that point in their
yeah,
career is amazing. But
exactly. Yeah,
anyway, there were some other songs though, where since I sort of forcing myself at times to sort of like it, it's like I gotta go see them in concert. I gotta sort of like this song, and I hear
yeah,
it. Of course, you hear it enough times, but then it's just like that song doesn't have staying power when the next album comes out and you don't really care for it. And then
yeah,
U2's probably not gonna play in their next concert, and this 6 song EP. I mean, will they be playing any of these songs, do you think, when they go on their next tour? It'll be interesting, whether any of those 6 are actually played. And I think that sort of is a bit of a test, if U2 fans are really wanting to hear it. Right
mhm,
now, they want it. It's exciting. It's the new shiny toy.
yeah,
So you know what I mean? So I get it. It's because it's the first real anything that U2 an original thing that U2's done in a long time because
yeah,
even the songs you're talking about the songs of Surrender
yeah,
that was just them taking their original hits and just fucking with them.
yeah,
So like this is going to be it'll be interesting to see when they actually go on tour hopefully in 2026 end of 26 maybe 27 whenever maybe probably realistic 27 they'll
27.
probably
Yeah,
be going on tour once they release their album hopefully in the end of 26 whenever it happens but I don't know man it's tough I listened to it 5 6 times it's like after my first listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I messaged you on WhatsApp or on our little group there. I was disappointed, man. Like I was like,
yeah,
come on, man. Let me give it a couple more listens. And then as I listened a few more times, like, yeah, you know what, this song's growing me a little bit. But yeah, but then as I sort of stopped, I'd say about a few days ago, sort of listening to it. Not because I was just busy with stuff, right? But I mean, not that I will come back to it, I will. But yeah, it's similar to what you said. Even with the Killers, their the last album, it took me a while. I actually they released Boy at the same time. And I was listening to Boy over and over and over again, which wasn't even on the album. And the only song I liked at the time was In Another Life.
Yeah, yeah,
And that was the only song that I really liked off the bat. And I liked West Hill, that was pretty good too at the beginning. But it took me a while. It's one of those albums, it's true. When you listen to a song at night versus the day versus the middle of the day, I almost feel like your brain is sort of, I don't know if it's the brain chemistry or what, but it's different. You know
yeah,
what I mean? When I'm just chilling and I'll just put my headphones on once in a while, or I'll just be on the couch and I'll put my music really low and listen to it. I totally get a different vibe at night than I would during the day. Maybe because I'm more awake during the day and I hear different things. I got maybe a caffeine high. I'm on coffee, whatever, and
yeah,
I'm listening to more. You know what I mean? It's just it may be a part of this brain chemistry. I have no idea, but at night I do find I get a little deeper with the song.
yeah,
Definitely. I remember being when I was younger, especially. I remember being in my basement, turning the lights off. I would be on the floor, on my carpeted floor, and I would just have the music on, and I would just listen. It was like the best thing ever because I've always loved music, obviously.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, back to your point. I know I'm sort of going off a tangent here. I want it to be a great EP, and I will come back to it and continue to listen to it. And I hope I'm as excited about it as you are,
yeah, yeah,
eventually. And I'll let you know if I do. I'll say, Marco, you're 100% right.
yeah, yeah,
I maybe I wasn't as open minded as I should have been. Because I
yeah,
think part of it too, right?
yeah. That's okay. A night listen. I think a night listen.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the
Yeah.
night listen, and then I'm gonna
Yes.
get back to you on it. I do the
Yes.
night listen.
Awesome. Okay, so man, so much stuff I want to ask. Favorite song, gigs.
Favorite song? How about that?
Yeah, yeah. What's
What is your favorite song? And I'll tell you, I have a 1A, 1B. That you tell me what your favorite U2 song of all time is.
okay? So it's yeah, it's so hard to say because like I think I should also have a 1A and 1B as well. That's a
Yeah, I'll give
good
you 1A, 1B.
that's good. That's good because but I don't know what the 1B would be. I mean,
Okay.
I hate saying what it is because U2's known for so many beautiful songs like uh The Unforgettable Fire, Bad.
So
Uh
many. Look, we can go on forever talking about that, but at the end of the day, if I put a gun to your head
yeah.
and I said, Marco,
Yeah.
tell me what your favorite effing song is, I'm gonna shoot you right now. What's it gonna be? And if you have a 1A, 1B or 1A, whatever you want to have, whatever the term is,
Yeah. Okay.
just say it.
Okay, 1A discotheque.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I had a
Oh,
feeling.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
And
had a feeling it was on pop, but go
yeah.
on.
And then 1B Beautiful Day.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So very quickly because this podcast is about my guests. You.
Absolutely.
You.
That was the question I wanted to ask you anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
will
this
tell you.
oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
go ahead. No, no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, so my favorite U2 song
Yeah.
of all time,
Yeah.
and it's obviously a song they've played every single show. Okay, and it is the song that, in my opinion, on the album and the way it sounds recorded, does not do it justice. Hence, why I love the live version way more.
I guess.
Guess.
Tell me,
What
do
do
you
you
want
think?
to
Guess.
bad,
Go ahead.
bad?
No.
Oh,
It's
oh
where
wait,
the
they don't
streets
play
have
bad
no
every
name.
show. Sorry?
Where the streets have no name.
Where the streets have no name. You think it's better live?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. It
It
is. Of
just sounds
course.
really muddled. I mean, I still get goosebumps listening to it, but I love listening to that song live. Saying that, my 1A, 1B,
Yeah.
you probably would never guess what my 1B is. And we're going back, we're still in the 80s here. And again, even though Octown Baby is my favorite album,
Yeah.
it's not off Octown Baby. My favorite song is off Wide Awake in America,
Bad.
A Sort of Homecoming.
Sort of. Oh, dude, it's so good. I love that song. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Did you have you heard the version that they played on Joshua Tree 2017? Did
I
you
was
like it?
there.
Wait, you were there?
Yeah, man, I heard it.
So
They
in
played it.
in Vancouver or Seattle?
No, they played. Hold on, they played a sort of homecoming in Toronto.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
No, did they not?
No.
Oh, then I must have heard the recording. Then I'm losing my mind.
It
Then
is,
I
yeah, yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Are you sure?
They played the first four shows of the tour and then they pulled it because it
Oh
wasn't
my,
the crowd wasn't resonating with it.
oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Then I could have
Yeah,
sworn. You know what? Then you're right. That I was listening to. I must have been on YouTube.
yeah,
And it's so disappointing that YouTube never plays it.
yeah,
Never.
yeah,
I remember I was begging Elevation, the YouTube tribute band, to play sort of Homecoming when they were playing their shows, and we go see them all the time.
yeah,
Like, Sean, play sort of Homecoming. And then finally one night he played it for us. I was like, thank you. YouTube
yeah.
doesn't play, but thank you for playing it.
Oh,
Um,
can I one thing?
yeah, yeah.
So just like when I go see you and the Overkillers and you guys play Mr. Miss Atomic Bomb.
Yes. I will
Yes.
always play this Atomic Bomb for you.
Oh, dude, it's so good. And I gotta say, we're gonna get back to it in a second here. I just want to see that
No, absolutely. We have lots of time.
what's the time? Yeah. Yeah, just
Back to what
I love hearing you guys play that song. But anyway,
Thank you.
you're
But
welcome.
sort of Homecoming, that live version, Wide Awake in America, that whole EP obviously has Bad, the live version as well, which I love. Probably one of my favorite versions of Bad as well. But that song of Sort of Homecoming is just like
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah.
just like goosebumps. I
Yeah.
remember listening to that song, blasting it in my car when I was in university. Because again, it came obviously out way before I was in university. I mean, that song came out with Unforgettable Fire, back in '84. But then again, I really got into U2 when Achtung Baby came out, and then like most people, they go backwards.
Yes.
So
Same.
then I got into Josh, even though even though I knew some songs off Joshua Tree, I knew With or Without You, I knew Streets. I remember being a kid and watching that video where they're on top of the hotel in LA and da 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 da. Like, sorry, the rooftop of what is it, man? Where the rooftop of? I can't even think right now. Was it? Yeah, it was a hotel.
It was a
They're
hotel. No, you're right. It was a
a hotel.
hotel.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of a liquor store, but yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'm just saying that. Like I then went backwards. I was like, yeah, of course I remember this. I remember being a little kid and seeing the video to Pride. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Being really really young. But I'm just saying like I remember those songs, but I wasn't like a U2 fan. Like I was into Michael Jackson and Duran Duran and that kind of stuff as a little kid. But then when I really got into rock and roll, when I started learning how to play the drums, I started getting into music. My brother bought a guitar. We started playing music together. And I went backwards and I came across, and it's so exciting when you come across, especially back then, you buy a CD, you come across a whole album. It's like, oh my God, holy shit. Listen to Joshua Tree for the first time, like song one all the way to like, MLK, like amazing, right?
Yeah.
And then you go backwards again. Now you buy Unforgettable Fire. And then, you know what I mean? And then you go back to War. And then October. I'll be honest with you, October is one album I just never understood, and it's one of those albums I think you two did. Bono lost all his lyrics. I'm sure you've heard the story
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It just I love the song October, but there really isn't too much to that album for me. And then obviously Boy has got a lot of good songs. Not crazy about the songs and the way they were produced. My favorite album to sort of capture all those three albums, still one of my favorite of all time, is Under a Blood Red Sky.
Right. Yeah.
That album is fucking amazing for
Yeah.
me. Even though there's even the Screw Up and Party Girl where the Ed screws up the guitar solo, whatever. I think it's charming.
Yeah.
I love that album. That album is my summation of those albums. But anyway,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. I love that album. But when I heard Wide Awake in America, that just like wow.
Yeah.
Like hearing sort of Homecoming, I sound like such a nerd now, but like I remember just listening to tears rolling down my eyes. And again, I'm a young kid too, but whatever experience you had in life, whether it was a girl breaking your heart, whether it's thinking of your dad immigrating from Greece to Canada, like a million different things run through your mind. Like, what is that song about?
Yeah.
You just sort of create, and that's the beauty about Bono and his lyrics. Like his songs can mean so many different things. I remember when One came out, and people were saying, "Oh, that song is about someone dying of HIV." This, I mean, and then no, someone said no, and then no, that song's not about that. It's about something completely different. Like it's a million different things it can be about because it's so well written. Like he's such a great artist, such a great lyricist, and his music just moves you. his lyrics move you. And in that song, especially, the way he sings in that scream in the
Yeah.
bridge, whoa, like it's just like goosebumps, like
Yeah.
amazing. Like
Amazing.
that song, that's what I'm saying. 1A, 1B, both songs are live versions. I do prefer the studio version of sort of a Homecoming versus the studio version of Streets, though. That was produced better than the way Streets sort of came out. So, but
Yeah.
yes, those are my two favorite songs of all time for you too. But again, it's picking your favorite child. There's so many other amazing songs.
Of course.
I love The Fly. Like that
Yeah.
song from Uptown Baby. I mean, one until the end of the world. Like you name them, hit after hit after hit. But when I remember seeing The Fly for the first time, remember I was out. There was a restaurant called Drifters. It was in East York. They're not there anymore, obviously. And the album just got released, whatever, or was about to be released. But anyway, it was the first video because I believe that was the first release from that album.
It was. Yeah.
And and I remember just walking in and the song was on the TV screen. And I'm like, what the fuck? I go, is that Bono? And
Mhm.
just like seeing Bono in the black, the
Yeah.
sunglasses, the
Yeah.
fly. And I remember I told the owner, turn it up. It's U2's new video, whatever song. And in playing, I'm like, what is this? And I remember running home shortly after, putting on Much Music and go, I got to hear this. And just watching Much Music all day. They got to play this song. And then they finally played it. And I was like, wow. Where a lot of U2 fans were like what's going on here? They got pissed off because I wasn't an old U2 fan. I was sort of a newbie.
Yeah.
My buddies are actually getting me into them a little bit. My brother's older friends because they were like listening to a lot of the older U2 and Rattle and Hum. So I started getting into them a little bit during Rattle and Hum and whatever. But then talking about their new album, them getting excited about it, I got excited about it. And then just seeing this rock star on stage, sorry, in that video, which was Bono in the black, it's like wow. And then hearing the song, that song, man, like that riff at the beginning, the way the drums come in, dun dun dun
Dun,
dun
dun.
dun dun
Yeah.
dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun, like it's just such a great tune to this day, man. One of my favorites, and I was so excited to see that at the Sphere, and it was good. They did a good job on it, but again, too clean.
Too clean. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, back to those are my two favorite songs of all time.
all right. Sweet. Um, so yeah, I think before we wrap up, I want to Tom here. So U2 is a band that has inspired so many bands in the
Yes.
last 40 years. I mean, you name it, REM to Radiohead to Our
Yeah.
Lady Peace, Lights, a Canadian singer, this
Lights,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah, and she posted something on her Instagram last week. She was like, when your influences are Bjork and U2, and then she had a very young Bono, the yell to her voice in that particular clip. But so many bands, the list is long. But one of the
Yeah.
bands that they inspire is the Killers, and you can see it.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can see it in the Killers in so much. Like there's Brandon's stage presence. There's some of their
Songs.
songs. They have the Joshua Tree. Their songs, the music. You see a lot. Bono. Sorry, again, Brandon wore the
Yeah,
gold
yeah.
suit in the
Oh
2018
yeah,
tour.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah,
He
yeah.
looks
Dave
so
Kooning
sick.
and his get even Dave Kooning and some of the songs, like he has a lot of edge guitar sounds and just the way he plays, the arpeggio stuff. Like there's totally like there's such an influence there. And they
Yeah,
both bands write incredible melodies. Brandon has become an incredible frontman. He definitely was not that at the beginning. I
yeah,
felt
no,
like Bono was a great frontman right from the start.
right from the start. Yeah,
It was just who he was. Brandon, I felt grew into that. It took him a few albums, I think, to sort of find out who he was.
yeah,
But yeah, man, Killers for me. I mean, when Hot Fuss came out, that album was just like wow. Like that thing came out in '04. I remember at the time my brother and I were in the studio. We were recording our own album, and I remember our producer at the time said, "Oh, you got to hear these guys. Like, they're called the Killers. I just bought their album." And at the time, I think somebody told me just came out, and then I heard, and I just listened to all their songs. I was like, I heard Bright Side, and I heard, it just Jenny was a friend of mine. I mean, you name it. There's so many great tunes. And from that moment, it's like I was hooked. And
Yeah.
then Town, another great album, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, U2 inspired them. It's so obvious that they inspired them and in their sort of songwriting. And I mean, Atomic Bomb is so U2.
Yeah.
You know, the way it's so U2,
It is
but they
so
do
much.
it the Killer's way. And it sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. Yeah, there's so exactly. There's so many. Battleborn is an album that sounds v exactly like that. It sounds The Killers, but you can hear the U2 influence. It even carries over to the next album, next couple albums. My Own Soul's Warning starts off. It's like Where the Streets Have No Name.
Oh yeah,
Sounds so much like that.
for
Uh,
sure.
what I want. So you guys are in a band called the Overkillers. You've played 3 gigs to date.
Yes,
Two or
sir.
three. Well, two public shows.
So we had our first show in October at the Pilot. Then we played a private show.
Yep.
A big Killers fan came to the October show and asked us if we can do basically a show at his house.
Yeah, nice.
And we did. So we did a
Yeah.
private party. We had a good, 50 of his buddies came and we had a great show. And then we did New Year's of the Pilot. And now May 2nd will be our first Toronto show in 2026. We're playing at Revival
Okay.
on
Yeah.
College Street.
Yeah.
And we're super stoked. Like we're just we've learned even more new songs. So there's some other favorites that Killer fans would really enjoy. We want to make sure we sort of cover that. So we got another 5 or 6 songs that we learned since then that we're going to incorporate. We're going to do a 2 hour show.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're really excited. We're going to do like a one hour, and then we're going to take like a 10-minute intermission, and then we're going to go on for another hour as well. And we got like light show. Our video show is gonna be even better, and it's like it's gonna be hype, man.
Remind me, I have in my storage, I'm actually going to send you a video clip
Yeah,
of
yeah.
because I have a music blog called Tunes I Dig. I started it during
Oh,
COVID.
yeah, I know it.
Oh, you know, okay. And then I did a
Yeah.
song, I did The Killers. I did a song off of I can't remember which album. I can't remember. My God, I did My God. And
Oh, yeah.
in my apartment right here, so I bought a bunch of confetti cannons, and
Nice.
I'll show you the video. It was insane. Inside my apartment was covered with confetti. I still have confetti to this day because my girlfriend popped like 10 of these cannons, and
Have the cannon still?
I have them. So
How
I will.
many?
I
We
have
might use them.
yes, I will donate them to you guys. And
Thank
if
you.
you want, I could be in the audience too, and
Yeah, yeah. Let's do
yeah,
it.
we'll do something and we'll hook it up. Yeah, we'll do that. So
Absolutely.
yes, just mental note that, and then we'll
100%. We'll definitely make a mental note of that.
yeah.
But like so the audience knows you and I actually did meet at the Killers concert. For the
Yes,
first time. That's how you and I know each other in
yes,
September 23rd, 2022, when I went on stage. So
yes,
I
you
met
did.
you that night,
Yeah,
that day.
yeah,
I went to the Killers concert without a ticket. I was again. I'm not going to go into the backstory too much, but I had the worst year of my life. I had had ACL surgery. It got botched. My surgeon fucked up.
shit.
I couldn't move my foot.
Yeah,
And basically, I couldn't do anything, couldn't play any sports. The only thing I can do is drum. And because the kick pedal, kicks back up, because I had no dorsiflex, or is it the
right.
other way? I get mixed up with it. I couldn't move my foot upwards. I could only move it downwards. So the only thing I did in my basement, I was just basically playing Reasons Unknown over and over and over again. And
Right.
I'm like, because I'm a big Killers fan, I'm like, I gotta salvage this year. And I knew they were coming to Toronto. I had missed the time when the tickets went on sale. But I'm like, I'm going on stage. I'm going on stage. I'm going to play. I got to do something. And that day, I met you in line, and we were talking. We
Yeah,
knew similar people. You're like, oh, do you know Mark Baker? Yeah. Do you know Tony Chiappetta? Yeah, yeah. So we're just talking, and basically, you just said, okay, let's do this. And
yeah,
then we went in. We sort of got our positions. You were right in the front.
yep,
I remember we weren't because we came a little later. And then when the intro came and you knew that
yeah,
that Reasons was going to come in, you grabbed me, threw me at the front, and Bob's your uncle's me versus some other dude, and then they
yeah,
picked me.
yeah, yeah,
You got it all on video, and
yep,
you put it on YouTube for me, and like I said, I'm indebted to you for life because of you. You helped me get up on stage, and I went on and I played, and it was like the night of my life. I played
yeah.
the whole song. I gave Ronnie a hug, couple of hugs. I gave Brandon a hug and a kiss, and it was crazy. Like just to
Yeah.
go there, like you just and I was like, were you scared? Like I wasn't nervous at all. Like honestly, it was one of those weird things. And it was like, no, man, I wanted to go up and I wanted to play. And I just remember seeing Ronnie and I just sort of the only thing I got scared about, I looked at his drum kit and I'm like, oh man, he has things very different setup than I do. I remember
Obviously, yeah.
because he's very he learned he had a jazz approach and his snare drum was like angled the other way. And I'm like, oh my God. And his hi-hat's a lot lower than mine. And I was like, oh fuck, how am I? But I saw he went behind the drum set and I just sort of like fiddled a little bit
Yeah.
until and I didn't hear them start. And Brandon, and I'm sort of counting them in. If you see the video, on I think it's on your the Tune Digs.
Tunes I
Sorry if I'm
dig.
mispronouncing it.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear him, and he's looking at me. And finally, I sort of hear him. He looks at me, and we sort of start the song. And then after that, I was like, oh, it was just like amazing, the best feeling ever. And yeah, man. Then at the end, I just gave him a hug. I told Ronnie, "Thank you. It was the best day of my life." And I was almost explaining to him. If you see the video, I'm talking to him. I'm just talking and talking and talking. He's like, I've had the worst year of my life, man. You've like da, 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 da. He's like, okay, okay, okay. Like it's time to get off stage. You can't like stay on there forever. And then at the end, I did my selfie, which is a terrible selfie because I don't do selfies. But I
Yeah.
basically cut my head off. Like Brandon's head is sort of there. I have a funny picture. I still have it. And then I gave him a kiss and I went off stage. And then as I'm getting off stage, Johnny Marr was there because he opened up for the Killers.
Right.
And I remember him just giving me a high five because he was sort of there in the dark. And he just said, great job, kid. And that was cool. And then I just went down and then I tried to get back where I was and it was pandemonium. It was like people were just like grabbing me. My butt was being pinched, grabbing my shirt. Like, it was like I felt like a rock star for those few minutes. And
Yeah.
even trying to leave, it took me 2 hours to leave. I took a million pictures of people. And
Yeah.
anyway, best experience ever. It
That's
was
awesome.
amazing.
Fuck,
It was a lot of fun. And that's what gave me the idea at the time. And this is like we're talking 3 years ago, over 3 years ago now. It's like I we've only been in original bands. Like we write. My brother and I have been writing music our whole lives with our guitarist, the Colonel, and through different band names. Third Verse was the first band name. Then we became Code Revival. Then we became Sons of July, and we wrote an album during COVID, and actually gained some traction. We had like 85,000 views on one of the songs called "Beautiful You Are." It's an anti-bully song, but then COVID hit. And it
Yeah.
shut us down, and like schools actually wanted us to do like a little tour to play that song, and da da da. Anyway, long story short, that sort of put a postponement on the band. And then obviously all this happened with the Killers. And I look at my brother like, we're not doing the original music anymore. Let's just do this tribute thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I asked him, do you want to be Brandon? Obviously, I've been playing bands with you my whole life. And he was a Killers fan. Not as big as I was, but he was pretty big. He learned and he got to learn the songs. Obviously, my brother's a good singer. And then next guy was Colin. Colin's a great musician. Overall, does everything. He's the keyboardist of the band. He also sings. Asked him, and it would not be possible without him.
Right.
And he took it on. Killers is his favorite band. And then after that, we got the guitarist Dave. Then we got our bassist, and that's it. We put the band together. We did our first show. We jammed basically in May. And just like we said, it's our 1 year anniversary show. And then our first gig was in October. And this is our 1 year anniversary since we sort of put the band together since we started our first rehearsals. So yeah, we're stoked, man. We're lining up some gigs in Ravenhurst, even a place in Sudbury called us. So it's like
That's awesome, dude.
we just go all across Ontario, just playing some shows and just having some fun.
That's dude, that's great. And yeah, I mean I like I said, I think May I can make that show and because I want to keep the
We need
streak
you.
going. Yes, I know. I want to keep the streak going. I've been to all your public
Yes.
shows. We
Yes.
have 1 minute left. There's one
Okay.
minute left. So I think that's all for today. But
All right,
uh,
buddy.
this is Tom. He is the drummer for the Overkillers.
Thank you.
And you can see them. I'm going to put the links there everywhere. Their Instagram. They're
Awesome.
playing. Well, where are they playing? What's the date?
It's a revival on May the 2nd.
Okay.
Revival on College West. I think it's 783 College West.
Okay, awesome. I am most likely going to be there. So if you're going to go to that show, you will most likely see me. And in the
I
future,
got autographs.
what? Yes, I know, signing autographs. These guys are signing. You guys kill it. You guys are absolutely fantastic.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
I think we're going to end it here because I don't want it to cut us off. So,
All right, buddy.
all right. Love you, man.
Love you,
Thank
bud.
you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
You're the man, brother. Okay.
See you
Talk
soon,
soon.
man.
Yep.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.